Hello, I'm Mal, and welcome to Darkest Dungeon. How do I manage stress? This is part of my ongoing, small little series of videos that I'm doing outside of my regular Let's Plays to explain different key concepts of Darkest Dungeon. Now, bear in mind that these things are subject to change. I'm recording this on February 5th of 2015. The game just released onto Early Access on February 3rd. I had it a few days before that, so I have played quite a bit, I've read a lot, but the game is still very much in flux, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so how do I manage the stress of my characters? Well, I guess the first thing would be, what is stress? I'm not really sure what you're talking about, Mal. Well, okay, if I hover over a character, let's see, let's go in this way. If I hover over in detail right here, I can see these dots right here. This is my stress level. So right now, Stafford, as an example, has 39 out of 100 stress. Anytime you get maxed out on stress, there is essentially a back-end check, almost like a resistance roll that your character has to make, and if they break mentally, then they can pick up a negative quirk, or which could be permanent, or they can pick up something that is a negative quirk but can be taken away with rest. There's various different things that can happen, but the bottom line is managing the stress of your characters is a key component of Darkest Dungeon and is one of the things that makes the game somewhat unique and also adds to the challenge. But if you don't know how to do it, then it's very problematic, and your first couple of campaign tries are going to be pretty painful. So let's take a look at what we can do in terms of managing these people's stress. So in the case of Stafford, he's got 39 of 100. Let's see, Kerrigan's got a little bit of stress. What are you at there, Kerrigan? Oh, 2 of 100. That's basically nothing. So really, it looks like out of my group right now, it's just Stafford. He's just been carrying the load. So I have another Crusader, Cameron, who has very similar skills, actually pretty much identical. In terms of their setup, and even though he's less experienced, this is probably who will sub in for the week of adventuring if I have Stafford, sort of on R&R, which this is a good idea. So in terms of managing your stress, you want to have your roster. As you can see, my roster's full, and you can upgrade your roster right here in Hero Barracks under Stagecoach. So I've already upgraded my roster size to 11. I will continue to do so as I can afford it. But what I'm saying is that it's a good idea to have backups, primarily for this purpose of stress management. So I have 2 Crusaders. I have 2 Hellions. In terms of AoE damage or direct damage, I have 3 that can sort of fill that role. So I have Mal, my character. I've got Kolpi. I've got Sashko. These are all sort of damage dealers that I can sub in to the group. I've got a couple of Plague Doctors, and then I've got a couple of these Vestals if I want to bring a healer with me. So I've tried to keep it balanced. So now, how do I manage the stress? Because not all things are equal. Well, first off, you have to go and look at their quirks. Sometimes it's restricted by that. So in this case, yep, Stafford has God-fearing. So he actually doesn't have a choice. Normally, you would choose between the tavern or the abbey. So if we go to the tavern, we've got just basically drinking at the bar. We've got the gambling hall that we could do, or we've got the brothel. Certain characters, and you'll just have to figure this out over time, and I'm actually not an expert on this yet myself either. But certain characters will respond better to different types of stress reduction. And you have to apply a little bit of sense to this. Like, for instance, if the person's particularly religious, the gambling hall or the brothel might not be the best places, right? They're probably better off at the abbey. So let's go take care of that. Stafford, he's restricted to only prayer. That's the only way he can reduce his stress, so we'll confirm that treatment. And then you'll see that he's at the abbey. This symbol indicates that he's at the abbey praying. And when we go out for an adventure, the week that we're gone, this is what he'll be doing. When we come back, he should probably not have any stress at all. Usually you get somewhere between 40 and 60 stress reduction for one of these activities. This is the only one that he can do and his preferred method, so he shouldn't have any stress when we get back, which is fine. Kerrigan only has 2 stress. I'm not even going to bother treating her. But another thing I wanted to show you, and this is important, is that you can upgrade like the number of, not only to reduce the cost of things, but also to increase the amount of stress that's recovered. You can also get more slots. You can see here, these are boarded up, but you could have, 3 slots per. Now, the reason that becomes important is, one, you may want to treat a couple of different people with the same type of thing. Maybe you want 2 or 3 people drinking, so that could come in handy. The other is that you could have the proprietor of a place or the person that runs the organization using one of the services. So like in this case, if we wanted somebody to drink, we can't because the caretaker, the barkeep, is actually drinking himself. So we would actually have to have an upgraded slot opening here if we wanted to, kind of drink our worries away. And if that was the only way a particular character could reduce their stress, then we wouldn't be able to. So just something to bear in mind. But that's sort of the baseline concept of how to manage your stress. Make sure that you send the person with the highest stress, in this case Stafford, right? I sent him to the specific one that he needed. Also, that it's a good idea to have multiples of the same types of characters, not necessarily the same class, but same roles, like I did here with these 3, so that you can afford to put people out for a week while you're adventuring. So I hope this was helpful for you, and if it was, then please consider hitting the thumbs up button. I hope that you not only enjoyed this video, but that you join me for my regular Let's Play of Darkest Dungeon. I look forward to your comments and feedback. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Mal, and I will see you later.